Yo, people, what's going on? Back again with another footy talk, bro. Back again. Is it even back again, bro? We're back on YouTube, bro. Bro.
Welcome back.
Fucking hell, mate.
Welcome back to YouTube.
Bro, it's been 2 years, you know.
Well, listen, lots happens in 2 years. Spurs have had 5 managers in 2 years. It's all right. Don't worry about it.
Flipping hell, bro. It's been ages, bruv. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I don't. Yeah, it's been nuts, man. It feels good to be back. It feels different, man. 5 managers. Do you know what I mean? Is this including the new one coming in, or is this going to be number 6?
Do you know what? To be fair, I made it up, but it feels like it could be right. I mean, Conte, Nuno, Mason, Stellini, and Postecoglou, who Romano's just confirmed it, right? Romano's confirmed it, so it's done.
Jesus.
Yeah. New revolution. We're coming for the title next year, Rants. We're coming for the title.
I don't know what to make of. I don't know what to make of this new manager, because you know what's mad? I know nothing about this guy here at all, apart from the interviews that we've seen of him. But it seems like he's got a bit of a chip on his shoulder. I kind of like that, though.
Yeah. Look, from what I've seen, I like him. I like his interviews. He seems pretty forthright. Everyone says that he's quite strict. But fair. Lots of people in the football world are saying that, he's really well respected and that it's about time he made the move into a top European league. And one thing I'm not sure if many people know this, Rants, is that he was actually offered the Brighton job before De Zerbi. And turned it down. So listen, I'm happy if Brighton's scouting team have done some due diligence and decided that this is a good guy, then I'm all over it. Cool, I'm good with it.
Yeah, listen, it's one of them ones where there's loads of different ways that you could interpret this Tottenham situation, innit? When I heard that you weren't in for Pochettino, I looked at it in a way like, is this your owner's way of basically telling us that he don't really want to spend a lot of money and he doesn't really want to challenge? That's why he's going for maybe a lesser name that's going to have lower expectations, that's going to put up with a lot more crap than maybe Pochettino is this time round? Or is it just a different direction? Like, I guess we're not going to know until we see who you actually sign.
Yeah, I feel like I think there's a lot to it. I think first and foremost, I think there's going to be bigger names that are going to turn us down, and rightfully so. I mean, we've done nothing to suggest that we deserve a big manager, right? And if I was a big manager, I'm not going to Tottenham Hotspur right now. There's nothing there that makes me think, yeah, this is a great move for my career. Let's go to Tottenham and spend 5 years building. Whereas someone like Postecoglou will have that urge to build because he's got something to prove, right? There's nothing to say he can't come over and do well because he's been in Scotland. He's managed in Japan. He's managed in Australia. And Spurs need a kind of, I hate this phrase, but I think we need a project manager, building manager. So listen, I'm all over it. Give the guy a chance. Let's see what happens. And I've been saying this to everyone, Rants, and people. I've just put out a note for as many of my subscribers as possible to come and watch this show, so they'll be bored of hearing me say this. But when people say, "Will he be successful, Rants, or will he do it in the Premier League?" I think the question we got to ask ourselves first is, what does that look like at Spurs next year? Like, what does success look like? Because it's not top 4. We're nowhere near it. And I don't think we're going to be ready to win a trophy immediately. So for me, it's about, in a year, can he get rid of some of the deadwood? Can he bring in some of his own players? And can we at least see that he's stamping an identity on the team?
Sure, 100%. Right? You have to manage your expectations.
Exactly.
And this is what I said. Bringing him in, instead of going for a Pochettino or something like that, until you actually sign a certain amount of players, like, we need to wait and find out what this tells you about what Tottenham see as a good season next season.
Yeah.
That's what we need to do, because if they go out, they spend loads of money, say they go out and spend 200 million and they actually sign some players where it looks like they're going to try and challenge for top 4, that's one thing. But the chances are that's not going to happen.
No, it's not going to happen at all. And look, for example, like, you can see that comment at 612 from a guy called Pipe71. He always has a bit of banter with me on my YouTube channel. Look, he says Spurs fans are delusional. I think guys like this are delusional for not understanding where we are as a club.
Mm.
Like we're saying he's cheap and he won't pressure Levy for players. First of all, we don't know that. Second of all, did Conte pressure Levy for players? Conte ended up with Jed Spence and Forster and Perisic on a free.
Yeah, he didn't. Yeah, and he didn't want those players.
Yeah. So for example, if we're going to knock this guy and go, oh, he sorry, my camera's just fallen down there. You know, he's going to pressure. He's not going to pressure Levy for players. Well, how did that quite work under Conte?
Mm.
Yeah, I feel like we're completely losing. The Spurs fans have lost all, and it's really got to me. You probably tell I'm a bit more pent up than normal, Rants. The Spurs fans are completely out of touch with where we are as a football club right now. Just get Nagelsmann. Why does he want to come? Just go and buy Bastoni and Vardiol and Barella. Why they want to come to Tottenham Hotspur?
Yeah.
Why?
No European football.
Right.
No reputation of winning anything. Like, why would these players want to come? That's why the fact that you've mentioned, Brighton, and the fact that Brighton were in for this manager before, like Tottenham fans have to understand that's the stage that you're at right now. Do you know what I mean? You're at the stage where we just want to play some good football. Do you know what I mean? Get some favorable results. Do you know what I mean? And bring in players that are maybe potentially looking almost for a stepping stone to go somewhere else. Like those are the kind of players you need to be trying to sign now, really,
exactly.
until you actually prove that you belong elsewhere. Like when you look at what you've won, like what's the difference between you and Brighton? Brighton are better than you.
Mate, I know that. You know that. The problem is there's a lot of the fan base, right? There's a lot of the fan base that don't get it. Now, I'm Blake. Of course, you know how much I hate the owners and Levy. Of course, it's their fault. But sometimes it doesn't matter how you got there, you are there, right? And you've got to fight your way out of it. And I keep hearing lots of people like that guy in the comment going, oh, this is a joke appointment, right? Rants, I've asked the Spurs fans for months, all right, who do you want? Oh, we want Slot. All right, well, Slot didn't want to leave final. So that's that one out of the way. All right. We want Nagelsmann. Well, Nagelsmann turned us down and he's now in talks with PSG. That's that one out of the way. Potter. Don't want Potter. Terrible at Chelsea. All right, what about Rodgers? Don't want Rodgers. He's terrible.
Who else?
Okay. What about Vincent Kompany for a young, hungry manager? No, no experience. All right, what about Michael Carrick? No, don't. Who they want?
You know what's beautiful about that? You see when you actually break it down like that, it shows you, like most of these guys got their head in the toaster, bruv. Like
for sure.
It's like,
for sure.
Who do you want? What is there? Like, you know what I mean? Be realistic. If you look at where you are as a club, what your objectives are, and then only then do you look in the pot and see who's available after that. Because you have to be completely honest with where you are as a club, no European football, no history of winning anything. Why do you even think that you can talk to people like Nagelsmann, who's just left Bayern Munich? Yes, he's failed, but he's still Bayern Munich. Do you understand?
Yeah. I mean, even if we say he's failed, right? Even if you think about it, look, when he left, they were in the Champions League, had won 8 out of 8 games in the Champions League and were 1 point off the top. Yeah. So, but look, the key thing is the fact that he's in conversation with clubs like PSG, right? Tells you everything you need to know. This whole Enrique, all right, if we sign Enrique, aren't we literally just doing what we did with Conte and Jose? Yes. A manager that has won trebles in Spain, that is used to playing with, look, at Barcelona, this man had Busquets, Xavi, Iniesta, Neymar, Messi, and Suarez. In his Spain team that he just finished, he had Pedri, Gavi, Rodri, Busquets, Laporte, PK. Like, what part of him coming to Tottenham makes sense? These fans don't get it. Yeah, it's not me lowering my standards. I keep being told I'm lowering my standards. It's me knowing where I am in the pecking order. And I likened it to this, Rants. And by the way, I always use this analogy, right? If my house is worth £1 million, my house is not worth £1 million, people, all right? It's not. If my house was worth £1 million, I know when I sell my house how much I can buy my next house for. Yeah. I know what I can put down and what I can't.
Yeah, because you know what the budget is,
Right. let's say my budget is, okay, I know with my next mortgage, I can get a £2 million house. If I go to the estate agent and they go, but why don't we just look at this one for 3 million? Well, that's great, but I can't afford it.
Can't afford it, mate.
That's
Do you know
great,
what I mean?
but it don't work for me. Yeah, but just have a look. All right, brilliant. I love it. Great swimming pool, good gym. You know what? Can't afford it. Right. This is the equivalent of Spurs. Spurs fans going, just get Enrique, just get
Yeah, just get the £3 million house, but your bank account ain't set up like that.
Yeah. And then when Luis Enrique joins, and everyone's going, oh, where's this tiki-taka football that Luis Enrique plays? Well, I don't know if you noticed, but to have the tiki-taka football, you need some top players that can play tiki-taka, right? It blows my mind that no one can give me any names other than Nagelsmann and Enrique. No one can give me names. Being a sane fan now, Rants, apparently you get mocked because you understand where you are in the pecking order.
Hey, mate, I've been there. I've been there. You know, like that. Like, it is what it is. I've been there with my club. And the funny thing is, yeah, it's like some fans, the funny thing is, yeah, like with a lot of football fans, it's like if you actually tell them what they've been saying, yeah, and don't tell them that they've said it, they would think the comments are ludicrous. You know, like that. Because they say some dumb shit. Like, I've been there. I've been there with Manchester United fans. Manchester United fans saying, oh, we don't care about the football as long as we win trophies. All right, cool. And then they get bored. We win an FA Cup, and then they say that's not enough. The football shit. I just want good football. I want good football, and then you want good football. And then when we're trying to play good football and we're losing, then it's like, nah, this isn't gonna work. Do you know what I mean? It's like, what do you fucking want? And then you get fans that say, oh, like, what do you want? Good football or to win trophies? But why can't you win trophies playing good football? Like, that's what
how many teams win? How many teams win by playing bad football?
Not many teams. Do you know what I mean? Not many.
Right. And
just Atletico Madrid, like, one playing shit football. Maybe Jose one playing shit football for some of his teams, but his first Chelsea team played very good football. That one.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So, like, people are going on like it's common to stink the place out and win trophies. Most of the teams that win trophies play good football. Bayern Munich, the Real Madrids, the Barcelonas, do you get me? All of these teams, Man Cities, they win trophies and they play good football. But somewhere in the universe, we've convinced ourselves that you can't play good football and win trophies. Because what? Because Jose done it once.
I know. People forget that Jose's Chelsea and Real Madrid both set records for the number of goals scored.
100+ goals or some shit like that.
So it wasn't like they just... anyway, somebody in your chat has said... Sava, would I take a Savi? Oh, they changed my name. That's nice. Savi, would you take Pep at Spurs? I mean, look, Pep Guardiola is the greatest manager in the world. Why would he come to Spurs? And secondly, if Pep Guardiola came to Spurs, he's going to be knocking on Levy's door going, by the way, I need that £50 million right back that can play inverted.
Yeah.
By the way, I need a centre back that's worth 70 million who can play football, can play on the ball. Listen, these managers are not what Tottenham Hotspur need. If fans don't, I'm not saying this person asked the question, but if fans don't understand that, I can't help you. Spurs need to go, we're going to get worse before we get better. Mark my words, because what will happen next year, Rats, is when we get worse to get better, people will go, oh, look, Postecoglou. And what I'll say is, no, it's years and years of negligence. Years and years. And 621, sorry, I should be better than this. But Spurred is saying Sava is a Levy apologist. Do you know what? If you're going to come onto a show and call me a Levy apologist, don't come onto a show where I come on every week and cuss out the owners.
Literally. Always holding the owners accountable. Always.
Don't be dumb. Because people like you, Rants, I've started getting ruthless on my channel now. If I see comments that I think are dumb,
I've been doing that though.
And calling them out.
But that's what you got to do. Like, because the thing is, it's one of them ones where, like, the one thing I hate more than anything is people accusing me of doing or saying things I didn't do. Listen, if you don't like what I'm saying because you just don't like what, that's fine. But don't fucking turn around and tell me that I am this and I said this. Where's the proof? Stop your shit. I've never heard you once make an excuse for the owners. Ever in my life.
What? That person who said that, I was probably Levy out before their parents even decided they were going to have sex to create that thing, right? I've been Levy out since 2007. And I get people going, right, let's break this down for that idiot, right? I don't care now. I'm going on harsh with Spurs fans these days. I'm a Levy apologist because I understand where we are in the pecking order of football.
No, because you're a realist. You didn't turn around and say it's okay that Tottenham are going to be shit for 3 years because there's no value in the market. You never said that. You said that you understand where your club is based on what they have or haven't achieved, the players they have, and what everyone else is doing, which is completely reasonable. Like, if you turned around and said, yeah, Tottenham need to be challenging for the Champions League spaces, yeah, with the fucking season you've had, you're a moron. That's what you are. Like, there's no other word for it. Like,
I honestly don't think as well. Sorry, it's bloody fly, wherever it is annoying me. Sorry. The thing is as well, I don't think people understand. It could be Pep coming in, Sir Alex Ferguson, Postecoglou. It could be me and you, Rants. This is a massive job for someone. And what I'm not saying a massive job because Spurs are a huge club. This is a massive job because there is so much to do. There is so much to do at this football club to get rid of half the squad, maybe more, to find a pathway from the youth team, a director of football joining, a manager joining. Yeah. Kane possibly going. I'm sure we'll talk about that. Kane possibly going. Lloris has said he wants to go, right? Kulusevski isn't a Spurs player at the moment. He might not be there. This is a huge job. And what we will get is idiots like this Benjamin who's just crept into your chats. He'll be creeping into your DMs. This is another one who hates me, right? That truly believes that if Spurs just took enough money, we get players. Like they're just dumb. They are dumb idiots. Doesn't
work. No, that doesn't work. But this is the thing. Like, you know what it is, Sabo? It's FIFA, bro. That's what it is. These guys play FIFA and they sign these players for their clubs, yeah? And they think that you can do this shit in real life. Like, you can't do that in real life. What is it, the dog?
Sorry. Yeah, it is. It's FIFA.
Yeah, they think that they can just go and sign players, like just say, all right, cool. So I'm going to go and sign Kevin De Bruyne for 65 million because he's in the last year of his contract. And then he just says, okay. Like that's what they think happens in real life. Yeah. They genuinely do. When I hear the Bastonis of this world, and why the fuck is he going to Tottenham? For
right. I'll tell you what. Do me a favor, Rance. Do me a favor.
So he wouldn't go to Tottenham for lunch, bro.
This Benjamin character, 624. Read it, right? Read it. Right. This guy comes at me all the time. Look at that.
We can get top players. You pay the money. On your other stream, you said we couldn't get. I guess that's
Bastoni.
We got Romero, the Serie A Defender of the Year. Make it make sense, bro. Romero's shit. And and also, you know when man say pay the money, yeah, it's like, what money? You're Tottenham. When you're saying pay the money, when have you ever paid the money? What's your record signing at Tottenham? Who's your record signing? Man said pay the money. What's your record? 20 million. What? I swear Ndombele is your record signing or something like that. And I guarantee you Levy's not spending that kind of money again because it didn't work out. Like, what the fuck? Ndombele, 60 million or something like that.
It cracks me up, right? Listen, again, as you said, this is Football Manager, right? This is Football Manager stuff. Because what I just said on the other stream, what I've just said, sorry, 1 second, my door's going. Let me knock it off.
Yeah, no worries. Like, man said, yeah, just pay the money. Tottenham spent 60 million, yeah, and that's a record for bruv. We spend that on defenders here.
Do you know what makes me laugh, France? Right, and the Bastoni thing keeps coming up because there are lots of fans saying, "Oh, we should have just got Bastoni because that is the player that Antonio Conte wanted." Right, this is the player that he wanted, and I'm saying to everyone, "Okay, give me 3 reasons why Bastoni wants to join Tottenham." Give me 3 reasons. And people are going, okay, Conte was there. Right? Okay, Conte was there. A manager he knows has a history of being at clubs for a tenure of 18 months. Mm-hmm. And he's got 1 year left on his contract. Why else? Well, if you pay the money, you get him. Well, hang on. Bastoni's agent told us that Bastoni doesn't want to leave Inter Milan. But these idiot Spurs fans are still going, just pay the money. No, you're not getting it. we can match the figure Inter Milan want, but if he doesn't want to join Tottenham, he's not. These fans don't get it, and the fact that that guy there is going, we got Romero. Yeah, I can see why we got Romero and no one else did, because the guy is a liability.
And like, the thing is, you know what's crazy, Sabo? You know what's crazy? It's like people do not. Actually, let me rephrase that, because I was going to say common sense, but we all know that doesn't exist.
No, it doesn't exist.
But no. What people don't do is I like to look at football, as real life, because at the end of the day, anything that happens in football, you can compare it to real life. When you look at someone like a Romero, like when you signed Romero, like some people were saying, all right, cool, good signing. There was no rival fans saying, oh my God, Tottenham got Romero. No. We don't care. Do you know what I'm saying? Like Romero was not an established centre-back that chose Tottenham over Real Madrid and Man United and Chelsea and Arsenal. You got him because no one wanted him. You know, like that. Like that's what happened. No one else wanted him. You were the best option. That's what you were. You were the best option for him. He didn't turn down Liverpool challenging for the fucking Champions League. He went to Tottenham because that was the best offer on the table. Do you know what I'm saying? So it just is what it is. If you've got chicken nuggets money in your wallet, you didn't turn down Nando's. Like you can't, you didn't turn Nando's down. You can't afford Nando's. You got chicken nuggets because that's what you can afford, bruv.
I just don't get it.
Got Spurs because that was the best he could do. Do you know what I mean? That's it.
I just don't get it. Like if I look at if we go back to the Bastoni thing, like people, Spurs fans in the chat saying it was Levy's job to convince him. But why would you leave Inter Milan for Tottenham Hotspur? Like, what's the pull? Unless you're actively looking to leave Inter Milan, right? And you're at the end of your career, Perisic, for example. Why is a player like Bastoni going to join? Now let's assume, Rants, Bastoni turns around to Inter Milan and says, here's a transfer request, I want to leave. If Bastoni truly is this top defender that people think, why do Spurs fans think we're going to be the only club that put in a bid for him?
It's not even put in a bid. Like, you've got to understand, football is like everything else in life. Forget a bid. Do you know what I'm saying? Even if Tottenham just contact his agents, bro, like it's like they'll be like, "Oh yeah, Tottenham called. Yeah, so what?" You know, like that. It's not even a put in a bid stage. To get to put in a bid, someone's got to be interested in playing for you.
Do you know what? As well, the funny thing is, I truly think that the younger fans in this generation think that to buy a player, you contact the club and put in a bid. I don't think they understand that this all starts with the agents having a chat. Right, like if Tottenham Hotspur let me pluck any player out of it. I'll just go with Harvey Barnes, right? For example, actually, no, he's in the Championship. He'll come easily. Tottenham Hotspur want Lewis Dunk from Brighton, right? The first thing that's going to happen is someone our end, hopefully a director of football when we bloody get one, rings up his agent and says, "Hey, we want Lewis Dunk. Is he available? Would he have interest in our club? What sort of fee do you reckon Brighton are going to put up for him?" All of these. If the answer comes back, "Hey, look, I've spoken to my client. Tottenham is not it. Tottenham is not where he wants to be. He'd rather stay at Brighton. He wants to go to a Chelsea, a Liverpool, whatever." Then clubs don't go and put in a bid. I think people think it is Football Manager where you just whack down and go, "Oh, boom, there's 70 million. Like it's actually mental how little knowledge so many football fans have now. Like,
no, because they genuinely think it's
crazy.
Like video games, Saba. Like,
I know, that's what I'm saying.
You got to understand, before anything goes to bids, personal terms are already agreed with the player.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, everything's already agreed. This whole tapping up thing doesn't even exist because you wouldn't put in a bid for a player that you didn't know wants to come to your team. You just wouldn't. So conversations are ongoing. You know, like that. It's not like someone said, they think it's like NBA contracts. Like in the NBA, like it's different. Like players can get traded against their will and shit like that. It's completely different. In like literally in football, if Tottenham come in for me, I'm not going.
Of course. Of course. This is what I keep saying. Spurs need to be clever in the transfer market. Spurs need to look at players before they make it. Yeah. Like what happened with Modric, like what happened with Berbatov, right? That's what we need to do. We Spurs fans think that we can just go, oh, so-and-so's bought that player. They're now worth 80 million. Oh, we're joining the race for that.
Yeah.
We will get priced out. Now, even if we match, this is what I keep trying to explain to Spurs fans, and God, I hate so many of them. I love so many of them, hate so many of them. If Spurs, let's use a player, for example. Let's use Declan Rice for an example, right, Rants? A player who's going to be moving this summer.
Sure.
So Declan Rice is going, right, okay, we've got a £90 million bid on the table from Arsenal. We've got a £90 million bid on the table from Bayern Munich. And Tottenham over here, we've joined the bid and we've gone, all right, funny enough, Daniel Levy's found 90 million that he's never found before and gone, yeah, we'll have a bit of that. Right. Now, in some miracle, and sorry about the dog, he just loves being near me. In some miracle that Declan Rice goes, yeah, all right, let's see what Tottenham have to say. Right. We sit down with Rice and his agent, and they go, right, just to let you know, Arsenal have offered us 400 grand a week. They're in the Champions League. And these are the other players they're buying. They've promised us that so that they're going to go on a title challenge, right? Oh, by the way, Bayern Munich have offered us 400 grand a week. Bayern Munich they're in the Champions League. They're probably going to win their league next year. What are you offering, Tottenham? Well, we're not in Europe and we've got no director of football. And Harry Kane's
not only
leaving.
do you have no director of football, it's because he's in jail. Yeah. And do you know what I mean? Like, and your manager walked out. Do you know what I mean? You've got off-form players. You've got your star player that probably is going to leave. Like, it's a hard sell. I'll be honest. It's a very hard sell. Do you know what I mean? If you want to know what it's like to be Tottenham in the transfer market, you guys go right now. Think about your celebrity crush here. Go and DM her on Instagram and see if she replies.
I was going to say, next time you go to a club, walk up to the fittest girl in that club and see what chance you've got.
Yeah, 100%. Just DM her and see if she replies. Do you know what I mean? Because that's what it's going to be like with Tottenham right now, bro. Like, they're not getting a reply. Like, the message ain't getting opened. Like, this is just what it is.
It is crazy, right? Like, I can understand, like, when we should have been doing that with those players was when we were finishing second and third under Poch and we had a really good 11. That's when you turn around and go, look, we just finished second or third. We now want to kick it up a gear.
Yeah.
Right. And it's that age-old saying, strengthen from a position of strength. You do not strengthen from a point of weakness. You just can't. And this is what people just think money is everything. Spurs have spent money, Rants. All these people saying like Levy don't spend. He spends money. He spends a lot of money. There's just no plan. And I honestly, I feel like I'm going to lose my mind one day because Spurs fans are just so in denial. Absolutely in denial. Just buy this player. Just buy that player.
Yeah, but this is the thing. Right. I was saying the same thing about Manchester United and Manchester City. Like, the anger towards the owners, is completely justified. But what they're angry about, they need their heads wobbled. Like, this myth that our owners don't spend money, it's like, bro, we've spent more than Man City. It's not that we don't spend, it's just that we don't spend well. Do you know what I'm saying? Because us and Man City have spent the same amount of money and the outcomes have been like there's been a stark contrast. Do you know what I mean? So don't be angry and say, the owners don't spend money. They piss money away. You know what I'm saying? So it's not the fact that they don't spend money. So Tottenham's problem is it's not that they don't spend money. It's just that they don't spend money well. Do you know what I mean? Because look at Brighton. They spend less money than you, but they buy better players.
Exactly. It's a plan.
So it's not that you don't spend money.
I think we're in an era. We truly are in an era. And I think it is because a lot of these computer games where people think you just go and spend 70 million on 3 players in a summer window and it transforms you into winners. Spurs have so much to do that we need to be clever. Yeah. Spurs don't need 90 million signings like Declan Rice. Spurs need to go to Holland, to Italy, to France, to Spain, to Germany, even the lower leagues in England and scout the gems. Like
Yes.
Alex Scott from Bristol City, for example. Yeah. Just won Championship Young Player of the Year, right? That's the sort of player that Spurs used to go and get and do really well with. Like when we bought in the Aaron Lennons, the Carl Walkers, the Tommy Huddlestons, right?
Yeah.
These were the players that then grew and we built a team. Yeah. The famous, I say famous, I know it didn't win anything and other clubs will laugh, but that 11 under Poch, if you look at it, Rants, Walker was from Sheffield United.
Ericsson cost like, how much did he cost? Like 10 million?
It was like 11 million from Ajax.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Walker, Sheffield United. Danny Rose was 1 million from Leeds. Wanyama, Southampton. Dembele from Fulham. Like Son was Leverkusen. Dele Alli was MK Dons, and Kane was through the youth team. That for me is what Spurs have to get back to. Have
100%.
to get the right player for the manager. Let's stop worrying about whether they're 70 or 80 million. Then when we get back to a point, if we get back to a point where we're touching top 4 and we've got a solid team and it's not absolutely frowned upon to be associated with Tottenham Hotspur, then you start going after some of the bigger players and saying, hey, here's our plan. Come and join us. But you can't be, honestly, it's baffling. We're the 8th best team in the country.
Yeah.
8th.
Exactly. So, like you said, you have to go backwards. You build a cohesive unit. All these guys that are pulling in the same direction. You have a brand of football. You have a style of football. You have an identity. And then when you max out what success looks like for those players, that's when you can reach out to players and then try and add on that. And that's exactly where you are right now, because
I agree.
You're the 8th best team in the league, yeah, based on performances, based on the players you have as well. Because when you look at these players, man, the Davises and the Dyers and these guys that were there from Pochettino, but they're still fucking there. Like
9-10 years ago, man.
Yeah, like these guys, like these guys, like the fact that these guys are still in your team, it's like there's not a single manager in the world that can do anything about that right away. That's gonna take 2 or 3 seasons to right the wrongs of yesteryear. Like this isn't all right, cool. We're just gonna come in one good window and all of a sudden Tottenham are back to challenging for top 4. No. This is a big job.
But you know what it is, Rants? Do you know what it is? I get it, right? You know this kind of tribal biasness, is that a word? I don't know. This bias, yeah, this tribal bias in football is I can't be a Spurs fan because I've said the truth. I can't be a Spurs fan because I don't think Spurs are the best club in the world that can attract the best players. That's what I think. As I grow up and got older, you realize, don't you? When you're younger, you'll banter anyone. No, we're great. We can do this. As I got older, I know what we are. And a lot of these people need to learn that, right? A lot of people have got to learn what we are. And look, if I can steer this down the Kane route, if you're happy with that.
Yeah, absolutely. We need to go there anyway because, like, I don't think he's going Real. I don't think he would go to Real Madrid.
But do you know why I don't think he would go to Real Madrid, Rants?
Why is that?
I don't think he's got the ambition to go to Real Madrid.
Me neither. That's it. Because if he was motivated by trophies, he would have left you a long time ago.
We've Spurs fans have been having this debate. You can imagine. Now we've got to the summer, right? This debate is the biggest debate in the summer. In football this summer. Now it's only intensified, Rand, since Benzema has decided he's going to leave Real Madrid. There are Spurs fans going, yeah, but would he go there because he's got a family and kids? All right, is he the first footballer in the history of football to have a family and kids?
What about these? I think that's a big reason why he wouldn't go.
But what about these hundreds of foreigners that join the Premier League every year? Are we thinking they've not got families and kids? Like for me, if Real Madrid come in for you, Rants, yeah, I don't care unless you are a serial winner. Even then, the serial winner who's played for Man U, etc. How many people turn down the biggest club in world football when they haven't won a trophy? You don't turn that down.
Listen, you are 100% right. But you know what it is? You know why this is different? This is different because Harry Kane, yeah, is the blue-eyed boy of English football, yeah? They blow so much smoke up this guy's ass, yeah, He genuinely just believes he can go anywhere he wants, and to a degree, he can. Like that, because
Yeah.
he can go to any team in England, like apart from Man City, probably because they don't need him. But other than that, he can go anywhere else that can barely disrupt his lifestyle, and he can get more money. He can get as much money. Like Real Madrid aren't going to give Harry Kane 500 grand. They're not going to, because as much as they can afford to, they don't rate him like that. They rate him as a good player, but they're not going to give him like CR7 money. They're not going to give him Gareth Bale money. Like they're going to say, all right, cool, hold a little 300k. You can get that at Man United, and it's up the road, like that. Do you know what I mean? So this is the reason why, like, the English don't travel well anyway, and I don't think he's got the ambition, because if he really had the ambition, he would have fucked you lot off a long time
Listen,
ago.
he hasn't got it.
At 24, bruv, 25.
He hasn't. I don't think he's got it. If he stays, listen. Whenever I have this conversation, this is all hypothetical, right? Because we don't know what he's going to do. If he goes, I will say thank you so much for everything you've done. Go and win some things, right? But do I want him to stay at Spurs? Of course, I want him to stay at Spurs. But I want him to stay at Spurs in a different era. Look, I like this is another guy who he digs me out. Only fools want him to go. Listen, I'm not saying I want him to go. I'm taking my Spurs hat off and saying, as one of the best footballers in the world who hasn't won anything, if Real Madrid come calling and you turn them down, there is something very wrong with what you got into football for.
No, 100%, bro. Listen,
something very
you're
wrong.
not allowed to say that. You're not allowed to say that. Like, it's completely right. Do you know what I'm saying? It's completely right. At the end of the day, forget the tribal shit. And that's the thing. I'm not tribal. When it comes to my club, yeah, I tell it how I see it. You know them as like, it just is what it is. It's not about tribal. It's like, if you're pissing me off, you're pissing me off. I don't really care, innit? And it was the same thing with Pogba. It's like, I said, if this guy stays at Man United, he's drunk. Like, do you know what I'm saying? He's wasted his best years at Manchester United. Not won anything, and now he's getting all these injuries. When he was getting booed off the pitch and doing all this shit, he should have been at Real Madrid anyway. Yeah. Like that. He's gonna look back on his career thinking, I absolutely fucked it, bro. That's what he's going to do, innit? And Harry Kane, if this guy don't go to Real Madrid, because even if he comes to us, he ain't winning nothing. Not like what he would win at Man City anyway. Do you know what I mean? Like, if he comes to Man United, he might win a couple FA Cups and that. Like, maybe he might win one Prem maybe in 3 years or something, but he ain't winning nothing. No, do you know what I mean? He would rather go to Man United, break the Premier League record, and win like 2 trophies. Like, to me, that stinks. I'm going to Real Madrid and I'm stat padding and I'm ending my career with hella trophies.
Damn right. So if you could do me a favor, 6:44, comment from Lee Berens, who said, look at Hazard, proof that it ain't greener on the other side. Like, let me just pick this apart if I can.
But he's got marshmallows for ankles, bruv. Eden Hazard's not the same. Like.
First and foremost, Eden Hazard's won multiple trophies with Chelsea, right? So he at least he'd already had success under his belt, right? Second of all, the one thing you can give Harry Kane, Hazard was always very up and down, a phenomenally talented footballer, but very up and down. Kane doesn't have up and down. Kane has that. Kane has been this his whole career.
Consistent.
Harry Kane is a consummate professional. If he went to Real Madrid to replace Benzema, he's getting 35, 40 goals. Make no mistake about that. Right? And when we're saying things aren't greener on the other side, Spurs, Real Madrid. Like, do you know what I mean? Come on. Let's call it for what it is. Bro, it's greener.
There was certain man, that was saying that Haaland weren't going to score goals at Man City, in it. So
and by the way, Lee Berens, I know you come in peace. I was just saying there's a huge difference.
Nah, you're right, bro. Like, people were saying Haaland weren't going to score goals at Man City. Like, and the thing is, I always say, in it, like, as a striker, if you know how to put the ball in the back of the net, like, you can put the ball in the back of the net anywhere. Like, and if you're playing with better players in a team that creates more chances, you will score more goals. If Harry Kane is scoring 20,
but you think Madrid have got better players than Spurs? What, Modric, Cruz, Bellingham?
I don't know. It's just a guess, isn't it?
Vinicius Junior, Rodrigo.
You know, like that. Just a guess.
You're way off. He's got Ollie Skip at Spurs.
You know what I mean? So if he's scoring 20, 30 goals for Tottenham, when you go to Real Madrid, like, what the actual fuck? Harry Kane's going to be scoring hat tricks every game, bro. Like, don't That, like, don't take my word for it. You know what I mean?
He'll
Don't
score
take my
goals.
word for
I
it.
mean, a couple of, if I can just address a couple of comments, I always like to get involved. The first person has said, Mike Rays at 646 has said, Spurs fans said nobody pestered Shearer when he won nothing at Newcastle for 10 years. The geezer had already won a Premier League title. And DJ
And also,
Rampant,
like, Alan Shearer, yeah, likes his claim to fame is that he turned down Man United. You know what I mean? And guess what? We don't care.
yeah, right. But
We
DJ
don't care.
Rampant at 646 has said, why would he go? This is something Spurs fans have been saying. Why would he go to Madrid after the way Bale got treated? He's not that guy to get dropped either. Right. Let me dispel this as well. One, Harry Kane ain't getting dropped if he goes to play for Real Madrid. Harry Kane will be their number 9, replacing Benzema, and will play every single game. That is ridiculous. He is not the guy to get dropped. You're right. He won't be. Second of all, let's talk about Gareth Bale at Real Madrid, right? Gareth Bale at Real Madrid played 8 seasons. Rants, do you want to have a guess how many trophies Gareth Bale won in 8 seasons at Real Madrid?
I'd say 8. Let's say 25.
He won 15 major honours and 5 subsidiary honours, right? So
20. Yo, fuck me.
Right. He won 5 Champions Leagues, 3 La Ligas. I don't even need to go on. All the other stuff that came with it.
Yeah.
I really believe that Gareth Bale may look back on his time at Madrid and go, okay, it got sour with the fans at the end.
But he was boiling piss with them half the time anyway.
But he was boiling their piss, but also all of his medals and trophies have come from playing for Real Madrid, right? If we're saying that any player wouldn't want to go there for that, it's I don't understand.
And you know why he should go there. It's like, bro. But you know what? Actually, you could look at it 2 ways, because you've got Karim Benzema, yeah, who is arguably Real Madrid's darling. Like, this guy was at Real Madrid for so long. Like, he's Mr. Real Madrid. I don't know a player that spent more time at Real Madrid. Do you know what I mean? That didn't come through their youth system. It's crazy, bro. I think he was there as long as fucking Sergio Ramos. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. This guy was there like forever. Like, it seems like the guy was there for like what? Like 13 years or something stupid like that. Like, bro, like, it's crazy, innit? Like, he was there as long as like Rooney was at Man United. Like, so for you as Harry Kane, yeah, to come in and replace him straight away, it's kind of like, it's nice that he's not there no more, but then it's like you're kind of in his shadow, but then you're your own man, but then you're not your own man because everyone's going to compare you to Benzema. It's kind of like, do you want to be the guy to replace Karim Benzema, bro?
Yeah,
like, do you know what I mean? That's the only thing.
It just makes me laugh. Somebody in your chat said, Sava destroys attack at Mayno's comment. And Mayno said, Mbappe stayed at PSG, Kane will stay. Yeah, the difference is Mbappe, right, is 24. So Mbappe in the next 2 years will leave PSG. We know that. Mbappe has also won a World Cup. Like, Mbappe's got things under his belt.
Yeah.
Harry Kane has won nothing. Like, he hasn't even got
a couple golden boots and that.
Yeah, he hasn't even got a League Cup to his name. He hasn't. Like, listen, all I know is this. Are you coming or going? All I know is this. If Harry Kane, again, this is all hypothetical, if he's offered the chance to go to Madrid and turns it down, that for me is mind-boggling. Yeah. Now, people will say, oh, he's holding out because he wants the top goal scorer, so he's probably more likely to go Man United. But listen, if he gets an offer, he's got to go. For him. Not for me as a Spurs fan. For him. That's what he's got to.
Harry Kane, you know what it is, yeah? Like, I said the same thing about Pogba going to Juventus, bro. It's like, I have to question your motivation as a man when you make certain decisions, innit? Like, Pogba going back to Juventus didn't make sense to me, innit? And Harry Kane not going to Real Madrid doesn't make sense to me. You know, like that, like,
yeah.
It's one of them ones. Like, this ain't even about football. Like, just as a human being, like, what the fuck? Do you know what I mean? Like, like, what the fuck?
Listen, all I know is if I was a footballer and I was as good as Harry Kane, and I had 4 or 5 years max left in my career, I am right now going, right, where is my move? What can I do? Because I do not want to be sitting in studios in 7, 8 years, 9 years, 10 years time, and it to say Harry Kane, Premier League top goal scorer, but no accolades. Like even Mika Richards sits in that studio with his Premier League titles to his name. Do you know what I mean? All of them do. Owen Hargreaves is there. Paul Scholes is there. McManaman, Rio Ferdinand, even Jermaine Jennus. Even Jermaine Jennus won the league bloody cup.
That's fucked. Yeah, I can't lie. Do you know what I mean? Harry Kane don't want to be that one pundit that's getting that Charles Barkley treatment. Like, you ain't got no rings and that. Like, if Harry Kane don't win nothing, yeah, like, honestly, there's no amounts, because as much as Alan Shearer bigs himself up and talks about the Premier League record, it's only because he's won a Prem, people let him off. You know, like that. Because if he hadn't won a Prem, no, man, I said, fuck your golden boot. Like, who cares? Like, fuck your Premier League record. Ain't no one care about that. Do you know what I mean? They'll be like, you ain't won no trophies. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? You ain't raised your arms in the air, bro. Like, do you know what I mean? It's just like, if Harry Kane don't win a league title, his career's a failure.
How many people you got watching? How many people right now watching, Rants?
It says 1,000 here.
Right, 1,000. Jesus, if you could all subscribe to me, that'd be great. That's not what I was going to say. 1,000 people. Right. All of you, 1,000 people, name me one player as good as or better than Harry Kane that has never won a trophy in their career. Names on a postcard. I know the name we'll get. We'll get Matt Le Tissier quite a lot.
You know that, innit?
Who, for me, a quality player, but I think Kane's a level above. But there isn't. Who is it?
There's no one.
There's no one, right?
There is no one.
Someone try and find me a player. Someone try to Saka.
Saka's won an FA Cup.
Come on. Saka's won an FA Cup and he's about 21 years of age. Yeah. Come on. Who? Yeah, Gerrard never won a league, but Gerrard, I'm pretty sure, has got a lovely little trophy cabinet at home.
Yeah, he got the big ears, bruv. He got the Champions League.
Right. Hong-Min Son, nowhere near as good as Harry Kane, but I hear you, but nowhere near as good.
Yeah.
Who? See what I mean? No one can do it, Rants, right?
It's stressful, isn't it?
You can't, right?
No, because you know what? You know why that is? Because usually there's a correlation between a player's ability and the club that they play at. Harry Kane is the anomaly. Harry Kane is the Steven Gerrard at Liverpool, not winning the Premier League.
Yeah.
And Steven Gerrard couldn't leave Liverpool because there were threats on his life. Forget what he's saying. Do you know what I'm saying? And then you've got the Matt Le Tissier. He was comfortable at Southampton because he probably, you know what I'm saying? He liked to drink, didn't like to do what he wanted to do. Like, that's fair enough.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? He chose the lifestyle over, do you know what I mean? But Harry Kane hasn't won trophies because he's not hungry. I don't care, because
I agree.
It's comfort, bro. Like, if you're Harry Kane and your team's playing shit every week and you keep scoring and you're still losing, I'm sorry. I'm just looking at these guys like, you lot are shit. Like, that's how I'm looking at these guys, bro. Like, I'm going on strike. I might not train this week because what's the point? Like, we know what's going to happen on Saturday. You're going to play shit. I'm going to score. So, do you know what I mean? I might as well spend time with my kids.
Listen, I agree. And it's so funny watching all the names roll in. It's funny, like, everyone. First of all, people keep saying Totti. I don't know why. Totti's won trophies, man.
Yeah, he has.
Totti's won trophies.
World Cup winner, bro.
Yeah. Totti's won a World Cup. Totti's won the league. Akin Fenwa, like, love it. Love it.
Bro, but this is what I'm saying.
It's true, right? It's true. People think I'm just being down on Harry Kane. I'm saying, Harry, for your own career, go and win trophies, man. You will regret it. You will regret it.
You know what it is, yeah? Harry Kane, yeah, if he don't win no trophies, yeah, then I don't know. Maybe Harry Kane's a hippie, innit? Maybe he's one of them guys where he's just like, there's more to life than trophies, and like, I got like 15 healthy kids, I got loads of money in the bank. You know, like, maybe he's one of them guys where he's like, trophies on everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe he drives a Mini Cooper like Kante, like, and he wants to just live a simple life where he's like, you know what, I can't bother to move house. My kids are in school. Like, I'm just gonna chill. Like, maybe he's that guy. Maybe with the sunflower in here. Like, maybe he's that guy, because I don't understand what the motivation is to stay at Spurs. Like, I'll be honest, like it's
Up. Especially, do you know what? I could understand if he was staying at Spurs. I could understand if we'd had a really good year, we had a manager in place, director of football, and things were going in the right direction. Do you know what I mean? But he's 30. He must have seen this must be his 7th, 8th, or 9th manager. And what's he got to show for it?
Yeah, it's a strange one, isn't it? It's a strange one. It's a very, very strange one. But you know what? Like, it's like the way he actually plays is almost like you can tell that he ain't really got an ego like that, because if he did, he would probably score more goals. You know, like that. Like when you look at Harry Kane, like out of all the strikers I've seen, he's probably not the most greedy striker I've seen. Do you know what I mean? Like he scores loads of goals and he's a great passer of the ball. Like Harry Kane is just, he looks like he just enjoying the game. You know,
Yeah,
like that.
for
Like,
sure,
that's what,
for sure.
it was. Maybe he don't have that dog in him. Maybe he don't have that bastard in him where he just wants to go and, you know what I mean, go and win stuff and really like, maybe he doesn't have that. Like maybe he doesn't have that genuine hunger, bro. And there's a lot of players that don't have that genuine hunger. Maybe he's found his sweet spot.
But then is that the man you want leading your national team?
Probably not. But that's what. But come on, man. But for England though, like Harry Kane's on penalties, isn't it? That's it. We know that. Like for England, man ain't looking at Harry Kane to win us games unless it's from the penalty spot. We know that anyway. Do you know what I mean? That could be partly to do with the team around him, but also, like, he's just not that kind of player, innit? Like, he's not that kind of player. Harry Kane don't look like the kind of guy that's gonna go to Levy and say, "I want to leave," and Levy says no, and he starts smashing up the place. Harry Kane will be like, "All right, then, like, fuck it." You know what I mean? Like, oh, what? You're not gonna let me leave again? Fucking hell, I trusted you. All right, cool. I just go and score another 30 goals. Before you know it, Harry Kane's 35, still scoring 30 goals a season, bro. Like, that's Harry Kane, bro. He's not gonna go on strike. He's not really. Do you know what I'm saying? Like the geezer thought about going on strike and then came out and apologized and that. Like he's not about that life, Harry Kane.
Yeah.
He's not really about that life, bro. Like he had his bags packed for Man City. Levy said you can't go. He said, all right then, boss. Sorry, mate. 30 goals. There you go.
I mean, let's call it for what it is. And I do need to jump in a minute. I meant to be on with Henry, but let's call it for what it is, right? At the end of the day, he must go and sit in that England dressing room, Rants, and he's looking over at how many of them have won trophies. Look, I mean, how many of them have won trophies? He's looking at, even after tomorrow night or Wednesday night, he might be looking at Declan Rice with a European trophy. Do you know what I mean? He's going to be looking over and going, Mason Mount's won the Champions League, Grealish, Foden, Saka. You know what I mean? All these, Tammy Abraham's in that changing room. He's won a Conference League, you know, and won stuff with Chelsea. You've got all these players, Carl Walker, Ben Chilwell, and then you've got Harry Kane, the captain, motivating these players, and he's the one guy that's not won anything. Baffling, mate, baffling. But hey, I'm not a real Spurs fan, so listen,
must be nice, bro. Hey, listen, he must have a secret contract that no one knows about. Because unless this guy's on £1 million a week, I don't know why the fuck he ain't trying to, like, bruv, I'd walk to Madrid.
Yeah.
You know,
I agree.
I'll walk. You know what I mean?
I agree.
So I really don't know what's going on. But nah, people, like, big up everyone inside. Yo, yeah, it's not a bad first show back. I can't lie on YouTube. Obviously, the watch along numbers did what it was always gonna do. But yeah, bro, like, it's good to be back. You know what I'm saying? Big numbers. Big up everyone inside. Savage, the link to Savage channel is in the title of the video as usual. Also, if you guys are mods on Twitch, make sure you let me know so I can mod you on here. Yeah, Savage, what you got coming up, bro?
Listen, at the moment, a lot of content, doing daily shows, a daily rant about Spurs, and then a daily fan phone-in show just to let fans have a proper vent and a rant about what's going on at the club. Got my main show is called the Spurs Review on a Sunday, and yeah, just lots of different stuff. So, I mean, if you said you got 1,000 people in, if even a tenth of those wanted to subscribe, it would be much appreciated to help me get the numbers up. That would be lovely. Thank you.
That's it. Big up, people. You know what to do. Make sure you follow up. Do you know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, it's been good to be back. And yeah, guys,
always.
I'm gonna catch you in a bit.